really want our project to be accessible to people. We wanted something that already had a robust following and had plenty of documentation online. I'm really into using like people stuff. And as far as NFTs, this is the most open that you can get as far as a blockchain. Most people know or have heard about some of the major NFT projects, and those typically exist on Ethereum blockchain. We said, okay, what is going to be something that we understand, that we've been able to use and follow, and that will be the easiest thing to onboard folks if we bring it up, right?
We back. We black.
Yes, we are black and back. Both East Coast natives living in California. He's in LA. I'm in San Diego. Two somethings in a pod.
If you came for serious shit, and if you came to be educated, you came to the wrong fucking place, buddy.
Only on the Dom Jackson Experience.
Yes. Dude, how are you, bro?
Oh man, I'm working on my better projection now, getting the voice a little better. Yeah,
yes,
better and talking and getting things done. So I'm doing real good actually. I'm doing real good. I've been working on a lot of stuff with day by day, getting the business stuff situated and stuff.
I see.
Got the website and stuff set up, all cool stuff. And I will actually be going into to Tanzania, and I'll be going to Zanzibar in Tanzania in Africa in about 2 weeks right now. Let's drop a flex on y'all real fast to go shoot some content.
Yo,
some stuff as day by day. So shit's moving fast.
Yes, sir. Man's going Intercontinental.
So the first time in that part of the world, I don't even know what coast. I don't even call that. I'm just going back east. Like I don't even know what to even.
I think
say global wise. I mean, it's past my mental map of where I've been. So the one word pinned to the spot.
Yes,
Have you
sir.
been, bro?
Nah, bro. I'm good, man. I ain't going to Africa, but family's doing good. Health of everybody's doing good. As you know, there's little family health issues, but looking better now, so that's good. And then yeah, dude, I've actually been getting a few requests. Can I talk about it? I guess I could talk about it. Well, no, I can't. I could start. Anyways, I've been getting a few requests to do some drone jobs with certain companies, and after it's official, I will be able to talk about it. But yeah, man, everything's good. Everything's looking good. Professionally, everything's looking good. The drone industry is starting to pick up a lot. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think there's a bunch of things coming together all at once, and I think people are getting more excited about not just the drones themselves, but what you can do by attaching stuff under a drone or on top of a drone or on the side of a drone, and not just flying drones either, like drones on the ground, robots and stuff. Like I don't know if you've seen the little Coco robots.
Do they count as drones even if they're on the ground?
Well, I count them as robots, and I count drones as robots too. They're just flying robots.
Okay.
So
that's how I count them too.
Yeah, man. So yeah, the whole ecosystem, and I think what's gonna make everything more consumable is when the ground robots are able to talk, like communicate with the flying robots by us programming it to do that. So that's kind of what I'll be. That's going to be like my life goal is to make sure that's like a safe thing that happens, and that it's not something that's like too ambitious to the point where the drones and the robots are gonna terminate us. For sure.
Shit. That's the next level shit right there, bro.
Yeah. But you know what, bro? That's what we about. We about next level shit.
That is what we about.
Motherfuckers traveling intercontinental, going to Africa on some marketing shit. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back.
We black.
Oh yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Two somethings in a pod. I am Dom Jackson of Day by Day Media.
Yes, sir. And I am.
Oh, I said it too early. My bad. I fucked it up.
No, that was great. That was perfectly fine. That actually worked out great. And I am Ozzy McIntosh of High Skies LLC.
And together we're two somethings in a pod. I guess I can say it in the beginning of that. It's all right. Together two somethings in a pod. But we're favorite boys on the blockchain, talking about things on the blockchain and some other fun things too. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Follow us on anything you have to follow us at. And let's just get fucking into this, bro. I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's start with Web3 tweets.
I love the little thing that comes up.
Tweets from the blockchain. Interesting tweets from across Web3. People talking about Web3, people talking shit about Web3, people excited about Web3. And our first tweet comes from, I believe, a young man by the name of Bishara Murabak. I feel like I messed that up, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Bishara says people pay thousands of dollars per year to have license plates like this to show it off for a few people on the streets. You think they won't pay a lot of money to flex their digital identities to millions and billions on the blockchain? Question mark. Think again. And the license plate says for Mary. I got me. I don't know if that was the greatest example of like a personalized license plate, but they do pay a lot of money to get that done. I don't know about millions and billions of dollars, but being able to his point was that people will pay a lot of money to flex their identity to millions and billions on the blockchain. How do you feel about that?
I think that's actually brilliant, because I didn't even think. I knew that cost more to get your license plate to get it fancy, because I would never pay for that shit. But but people do it, and there's definitely an industry for it. There's a lot of money made off it, and correlating that to NFTs and the Web3 makes so much sense. Like the more I see stuff like that, the more I'm like, yeah, it's not even a question. That is brilliant. Well, shout out to that guy.
Yes, sir. Let me stop. I was going to try to pronounce his name, but I was going to butcher it. All right. We have one more tweet from the blockchain. This tweet comes from dban_r. He's actually a doctor, verified Twitter user, and a verified doctor.
Wait, he's verified. They have a verification for doctor too?
No.
It's like a double verification, just like
I don't know. In this age of misinformation, you might have to get a verification for doctor. All right. Dr. Debon says, as hashtag blockchain tech expanded and hype has built, many worthless projects and meme coins have proliferated, convincing traders and VCs alike that they had values. The bear market tests project fundamentals, washing things anew. For those bringing value to Web3, you will survive! Exclamation. Oh man. Ooh. I love this one. This one's cool because it's facts. It's something else. Like whenever there's hype around something and it's new, there's gonna be people and companies that are just trying to make a quick buck, and they don't care at what expense. They don't give a damn, right? And those companies are not going to survive in the long run. They're going to get found out sooner or later. And there's even the companies that they don't have bad intentions, but their operators aren't that good. That's in Web3. That's in companies that exist today. If you don't innovate fast enough, you're going to get like swallowed up whole. And his point is that, listen, anybody that has good intentions and is looking to build a long-lasting project, like legacy on Web3, you will survive. And if your intention to start isn't that, it's probably not going to look too nice, you know?
That's a great tweet, man. That is a perfect tweet for anybody out there trying to do stuff right now during this time that's kind of losing heart, because as long as you're building value and going for the long-term game of production and stuff, you always end up winning. So that's that. Shout out to the doctor, verified or not.
Doctor verified or not. That was great. Yes. Hey man, let's talk about this big news. Big news on the blockchain. Blackrock, massive fund, collaborating. I'm not even gonna say partnering, collaborating with Coinbase on a big partnership to allow their institutionalized clients to access products through their product. So basically, like a channel from like Coinbase to like BlackRock's institutional products, so that they're people that are already investing in things that have been around for decades and decades, and some of them centuries. Now they can access Coinbase's stuff. Now, I like it a lot. I think it gets into the territory of where people are like, the people that don't want centralized companies to be in the decentralized land. It's going to be like, we don't want these guys here. Like, but to me, it's like legitimacy. This is like a stamp. This is like a massive stamp of approval. BlackRock don't fuck around, you know. Like that's like one of those companies. They control so many billions every fucking day. Like it's not something they just like, oh, maybe we should get into it because everybody else is getting into it. No, they did their research, right? And the fact that they chose Coinbase specifically, who is a I would say is more of a centralized version of a decentralized exchange, and it's regulated by the U.S. government. So obviously there's that aspect to it. Why I like it is that it's happening in this time while there's so much turmoil around Coinbase itself with one of their guys, you know what I mean? Like one of the guys getting found out that he was basically doing insider trading. Coinbase having to like lay off people. Coinbase being a little bit what's the word? I'll cut this part.
Sketchy?
No, not sketchy. Well, controversial when it came to, you know, some of their employees wanting them to react a certain way to different things, like you know, different type of stuff that was going on in the world, and they wanted their CEO to react a certain type of way, and the CEO was just like, nah, like this is what we're gonna do, and him like standing his ground and doubling down on every interview that he's done. I actually watched one with what's homeboy's name? I think it's Alex Friedman.
Oh,
Lex Friedman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did a really candid interview with him, and I liked it a lot. I think his name's Brian at Coinbase. He's a beast, bro. Definitely knows what he's doing, and him to have to navigate this right now is like trying to navigate a massive ship in a big storm in the sea. So props to him.
What he kind of going back what the homie said, the doctor guy said about if you're bringing value, you know, you'll be good no matter what. And it seems that he's definitely about bringing value. BlackRock is definitely the definition of like the man and like big money and definitely like centralized Web2. For anybody who knows what centralized is, you know, it's basically like how companies control everything by one person or one group of people as far as like the company itself, and decentralizes people coming together to do it, kind of like a democracy kind of sense. Like each person has their own control and stuff. So BlackRock, literally the definition of what, you know, centralization is. But them coming together is such a big legitimacy as far as actual dollars, like showing what's going to happen, and with just the name itself is like, oh shoot, because like that once old money does something, everyone else is like, oh okay, it's all good, you know, like
Exactly.
They just changed the culture so much. So
Exactly.
we are on the ready for this word, we are on the precipice.
I knew you were gonna say
Precipice.
that. Bro.
We are on the precipice of
The precipice.
when Web3 and the mainstream like slowly mix more and more. Like it's already happening, but every day by day, they get closer and closer every single time.
That's facts. That's facts. You gotta throw it in there. Yo, you funny, bro. You funny. Yeah, man. Yeah, so excited about that. That's good news. That's good news on the chain. Now let's talk about some bad news on the chain. What we got down?
The big Solana hack.
Ay, Dios. What happened? How does this happen?
Well,
This is what people are afraid of.
This is exactly what people are afraid of. This is why we need BlackRock to come save us.
Yeah, that's funny.
So basically more than 5,000 wallets have been drained for millions of dollars in total with Solana, you know, in hours. So an unknown attacker drained a bunch of wallets, thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in Solana and USDC. So the
and
US
USDC.
coin.
Wow.
Yep. So taking out shit. Like it's just like it was a big hack where a lot of wallets got drained, a lot of money was taken, and a lot of keys compromised. So not a good look for anyone in Web3 in the decentralized world at all.
I'm assuming these were hot wallets. These wallets
Yes.
were on the internet. Man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be able to keep some money in your hot wallet so you can make moves, but there's the worry, and they haven't figured it out yet. And this is what I think we talked about last time, is that blockchain is not, because of the nature of blockchain, people might think that it's the most secure way to do a lot of things, and it's not the answer to like ultimate security. And I definitely want to stress that. Like, people need to understand that it's just another way of doing things. You know, it's just just like anything else. Everything in life, every technology has to be innovated. You know, like if there was no innovation, we'd still be riding around on horses to get up and down from San Diego to Los Angeles. Wouldn't work. Wouldn't work, bro. Yeah. Long ass trip.
Important to having a cool wallet for most of your stuff. And I have a Phantom wallet too, so it's kind of like, damn, that's scary. I don't have any Solana NFTs though, so I wouldn't be mad. But if we drain fucking balls, it wouldn't be draining anything. But
that sounds crazy.
The fact that all this got taken out is just like, damn, bro. Like, every time it's such a give and take. Like, every time the whole space gets more legit, it's like, oh yeah, then like something crazy happens, it changes everything. And this is Solana's very first time in like a massive spot, because it was always like, oh, like it's only ETH, you know, it's only this. But as far as I know, it's my turn being in the space. It's the first time I've seen Solana go through anything this massive.
Yeah.
So,
and the attacks are going to continue.
Go through it. Yes, they are.
Yeah, the attacks are going to. Honestly, I think it's unfortunate people have to lose money, but I think it needs to happen to expose the bugs, expose the holes in these systems, so that the teams, whether they're open source or not, can work on making everything more secure for everybody. You know, I don't want it to happen this way. I know there's some programs. This is getting to more technical stuff, but there's some teams that have something called a bounty program where they will like reward coders. Like, so they'll open up their shit to them. They reward coders for finding bugs or, you know, holes in their system, which I think is cool. And it's like a cool, like, decentralized way to do stuff. They do that in regular life too. When I say regular life, I mean in centralized. So that's cool. But yeah, man, protect your keys. Be aware that these hot wallets are not. They're just not the safest thing, but that they can be useful for transacting. I honestly, like, it's up to you whether or not you want to hold your money on a hot wallet. But if I were somebody, I would keep everything on a cold wallet, multiple cold wallets, and when I'm ready to transact, I would quickly, in that moment, move the money over to the hot wallet, or if there's some type of connection directly from the cold wallet, like with Ledger, directly to the service that you're trying to transact with, I would just do it like that. You know, just to keep everything tight, keep everything safe. But at the end of the day, you got to understand the risk coming into the space. Yes, there can be high rewards, but can be some low lows too, for sure.
There can be some low lows. I actually saw, I don't know where I saw it on a video. I got to find it so I can put it on the next episode. But somebody had a phone that had a cold wallet built into the phone. Like, there's a company coming out with a cold wallet built into the phone. So
was it a phone, or was it like
it's I think it was like a phone. It looked like a phone, but it was still like whatever device. It still was hot wallet-esque, but
yes,
it had a coding thing to it that was like cold wallet-esque. The guy was explaining it. So, like, the bottom half, or metaphorically the bottom, even if it's not physically the bottom half of the thing, the bottom half had like the encryption of a cold wallet. So even if someone got through and tried to do the hot wallet stealing techniques, it wouldn't work because it would have cold wallet protection-esque. I have to find the video again, but it kind of blew my mind because I didn't know you could have them both at the same time. Because I feel like one of the biggest things that make a cold wallet so great is that it's detached from the actual internet, because it's physically detached and it's not connected to anything. Same way USB on the floor wouldn't be connected to anything. So it's literally not connected. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally not connected to anything. It's literally cold as fuck, not connected to the heat of the internet.
There you go.
But yeah, I'll find that video and we'll put it in here. But it was something that just after this conversation just kind of reminded me of that video, because it was something that changed my entire like perspective of what security on Web3 could look like.
Exactly. We got another brand collaboration. Let's get back to the good shit.
Yes, to the good shit.
Another big brand collaboration. We have Cryptopunks and Tiffany's jewelry collaborating. Listen. I would have never ever. You couldn't have.
Begins with K. Wait.
Okay.
Sorry. Hold on. Wrong brand.
Different one, Brody. Different jewelry company. But I would have never thought that I mean, this honestly, I underestimated Tiffany's. I didn't even underestimate CryptoPunks because I knew CryptoPunks would be collaborating with different brands, but I would figure CryptoPunks would collaborate with more brands that were like streetwear, like Supreme or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And that's me putting them in a box. They said nah. They said we're going straight to the top. Tiffany's jewelry. So what about this now? What exactly is the NFT? How can you get it? Are they still available? Are they sold out?
So CryptoPunks has oh shit, what happened? So they're getting a exclusive CryptoPunk and NFTiff NFTiff. I mean, they made it that exclusive. We'll get you'll get a handcrafted by Tiffany pendant, and also see an NFT version of that thing as well. So you get a physical, and you get an actual NFT of the asset that you hold. So you can be like metaverse you, and really you can match in real life with your pendant if you buy an NFT. And that shit is going through the roof too. Like I checked OpenSea earlier today. She has like a 26 ETH floor or some shit right now. Like it's
For real?
It's doing stupid stuff. Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's the third highest ranked thing on OpenSea right now.
Whoa, whoa, wow. Yeah, man. Tiffany's obviously super legacy brand. And you see that blue? See that Tiffany blue? You know the Tiffany blue. If you see it, if you haven't seen it, you see it, and then you never not see it. It's a very, very significant, significant brand in luxury. And
it's
again, me painting them into a box, CryptoPunks into the box of like just being like more like in the dirt type stuff, where it's like, you know what I mean, like more like hipster stuff. It's crazy.
I never
man.
saw them as doing anything this bougie in my entire life. CryptoPunks definitely seemed like a cafe or like maybe like a dive bar beer kind of project to me. So seeing it with Tiffany's kind of fucked my shit up. But I guess
it's like the cigar lounge is crazy.
like it's
the wine bar
going on. But at this moment in time, to check the OpenSea, NFTiff is the number one traded thing right now with a 23.99 ETH floor price. So they're making some moves, man. They're making some moves.
They're making some moolah.
Tiffany's making some fucking moves. Also inside of the moves being made for brands and like brands in Web3. Yuga Labs, Apecoin is now taken in the Gucci store. So Apecoin, the coin of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, Ethereum-based coin is now taken in the Gucci store. So you can go to the Gucci store and ball out with some Apecoin. So
why you had to say store like that? The Stow? The Gucci Stow?
There's enough rap lines in my head that I'm just like, it's just you can go to the Gucci store and ball out some Apecoin. So Yuga Labs is fucking killing the game right now. Like they got some of the highest brands, period, using their combining with their products and services and shit in Web3. So the game is getting crazy, bro. We here.
The game is getting crazy.
All right. So guys, we have a very special guest on here. We got Keith from the TowerdogzNFT team. Great group of fellas right there, representing Black excellence, hopping into Web3. We actually met at VCon for the very first time. So, a relationship to build on for the future. But Keith, how you feeling today, man?
Man, today I'm feeling wonderful, dude. Just NFT grinding. Today's a Saturday, so we don't host a space on Saturday. We just be on other people's stuff. Just learning, trying to chill, man. Just not grind.
That definitely is the grind right there, man. It definitely is the grind. So, I want to know, like, as far as your what inspired you to have the project? As far as you, what is your role in the whole project, and what inspired the whole project to come about?
Absolutely. So my role in the project, I'm the artist. So I'm Prototype, Keith, aka Prototype. I'm the artist behind our project. And really, I got into the Web3 space. Initially, I'm in informatics. I'm getting a PhD in medical informatics. So using blockchain and whatnot to build out electronic health records, stuff like that. And so I knew about blockchain. I said, well, I'm an artist. I'm a graphic artist. I do like all the art behind me and stuff like that. and was like, man, this is something I can get into. So started doing my own project, and then one of our fellas, Fred, who is Paid Nut, Tower Dog Paid Nut, he had the idea, man, I used to find towers. Fred, he used to find towers for major carriers, build the infrastructure behind this stuff. He knows a lot about the technology, the technological side that most folks don't know about when it comes to like blockchain and stuff like that, the actual signals and the actual technology that allows us to run blockchain, so the cell networks and whatnot. So he was like, man, we have something that represents these fellas. He started up a project and just started thinking about this idea in December with King Cass, Chris, who's another one of our tower dogs, one of the three co-founders of this project. And they really kind of got cracking. Chris came out with some just kind of sketch art about what he wanted the NFT to look like. And then I kind of came into the project and was like, dude, I could bring this to life. I'm already working on one, but look, this sounds a lot more interesting than what I'm working on. And you got, y'all already been thinking about this for a few months, and let's get it cracking. So that's kind of where it came from.
That's dope. That's dope. But to go back 1 second, you said you're making medical records as into the blockchain.
Yeah. So really, what I'm doing overall, I build drones. I build drones and robots, and I designed a drone. I designed a drone that does.
I think flies drone. That's why we laugh.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea.
Doing these drones and robots, started building like maybe 2012. I was in medical school, left med school, said, "Yo, I want to build robots that do telemedicine, essentially." Drones. So really got into that, started looking into that. And over time, that's evolved into utilizing blockchain and looking at electronic health records more seriously, utilizing technology, because it was originally Internet of Things that I was using. So I, devices that connect you to things, smart devices and whatnot. But the whole blockchain technology really kind of came into the space just almost out of nowhere. I mean, people have been using it, it's been around. But as far as using it for electronic health records, for me, that's a thing that I really see the space moving into, because that's where we're able to keep stuff secure. We're able to make sure that our records are there forever. Like even for me to register for school this semester, I had to go back and hunt down my vaccine records from like kindergarten. Like that was immensely difficult, right?
Yeah,
I had to find actual copies. Yeah, they're like, dude, with a new vaccine, you gotta blah, blah, blah. We got to check your records and so on. Like, man, I thought that stuff just came up with my transcripts. Nah, I had to go hunt that stuff down, calling clinics, calling these departments and whatnot. It was horrible. With electronic health, everybody would essentially have like a wallet, and we'd be able to find those records. We'd be able to know exactly what vaccines people have gotten, what treatments are going on. And once they go to different clinics or different hospitals, different health carriers, that record will be able to follow them forever, right?
I love it.
Really just bring health records to more modern sense. So
that's dope. That's level Web3 I never thought about. Even
even
a whole new series of ideas right there. That's pretty fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah, that's
pretty awesome.
I'm into, man.
So that was great. That was great. That helped out a lot. Now with now back to Tower Dogs, as far as what made you guys pick ETH for your project? Like, what made you pick Ethereum for the base?
Definitely. So we really want our project to be accessible to people. We wanted something that already had a robust following and had plenty of documentation online. I'm really into using like people stuff. And as far as NFTs, this is the most open that you can get as far as a blockchain. Most people know or have heard about some of the major NFT projects, and those typically exist on Ethereum blockchain. We said, okay, what is going to be something that we understand, that we've been able to use and follow, and that will be the easiest thing to onboard folks if we bring it up, right? And that was the Ethereum blockchain. Even at the time, I mean, gas fees were ridiculous, right? Some months ago, gas fees were crazy. And we started thinking about other blockchains. We started thinking about like Solana and whatnot, just to be sure that we have, those gas fees covered. And that's a whole nother barrier of education and just bringing people in. But in the recent future, or the recent past rather, those gas fees has come down a little bit. So now it's something that's a little bit more accessible. It's something again that people are still talking about. And in the NFT space, really, that's where it's at right now as far as the volume.
Definitely is. Now, do you know about did you hear about the Solana hack that happened recently? Are you familiar with
Yeah.
that?
Yes. Yeah. It happened while we were on one of our spaces, man. And somebody just brought it up. We were like, what? Wait, what? This happened just right now? Like, we had just been talking about, that stuff. And, it was a huge hack, right?
It was.
But
It was.
But a lot of that stuff, I mean, same stuff happens on Ethereum, right? I just don't think that happens at one time as large. I'm sure cumulatively, it's a lot more that's happening on Ethereum, but
For sure.
that scares folks and it made headlines that we're about to like jump into that Solana joint. We're like, whoa, wait a second, hold on,
Yeah, definitely shook them. I think with all the blockchains, with all the coins, everything, it always is like a give and forth of something great happens, something bad happens. It's always going to be that push and pull. So absolutely. Now, my next question for you guys with Tower Dogs, because I saw with you your royalty. I don't. Well, how far as the decisions of how the royalties were split up? How much of that was you? I know you said you did most of the art structure. Were you also part of the setup structure as far as how everything was broken down structure
Yep,
wise?
100%.
Because I saw that you guys have a 2.5 royalty for whoever minted it for the very first. That's huge, bro.
Absolutely.
That's
So the way that we did it right now, it's really hard for us to try to find, and I do a little bit of the dev side as well, but trying to find somebody that'd be able to work that into a smart contract was really hard. And at the time, I don't think there's a logistical way to make that happen using smart. What we said was, okay, what we're going to do is we get a 10% royalty from the whole project overall, 2.5 or 25% of that 10% royalty, which is a 2.5 overall, every month is going to be divided equally amongst all of those original holders forever, period. That'll be something that no matter what, as our project gains traction, as the floor price increases, as those tower dogs are traded, we'll be able to give that back directly to our community. Because this wasn't something that we wanted to just get rich off of. Obviously financial is definitely one of those things that we want, but we really wanted this project to represent, like I said, those men and women that get up, grind hard every day, not necessarily just the people that climb towers, but people that have that same mindset, right? And a lot of people are not in NFT space. A lot of those people that look like you and I have not jumped into the space. So being able to throw something at them that's an immediate benefit that comes directly from the purchase of it and from the volume of the purchases and trades of it was something that we really wanted to throw in there, and just something that we hadn't heard of at that time either. So.
Yeah, bro. I saw that and I was like, that's huge. For anybody who doesn't know the way their contract is set up with their royalties, for anybody that initially mints their project, even after they sell their project, they're still in the contract to get 2.5% of all the other trades that come on to the future. So they're constantly getting, if you minted it and had to sell it for a certain reason, you would still be getting money from that in perpetuity continuously after you've already sold the asset. With a lot of other projects, if you sell it, like all the money you get is from selling it, and that's it most of the time. So it was a very altruistic thing that I saw that really stood out for me when I saw that you guys had it set up like that. So that's super dope.
what was that word? Altruistic?
Altruistic. Yo, man, I told you I'm on the dictionary today, man. Sometimes I got a couple words to the tuck.
We out here.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now, how was that process of finding a smart contract person and having someone set that up? I don't that
the
side of things.
blockchain developer,
very blockchain.
All that different stuff. So the way that we went ahead and did it originally, I was going to go ahead and do everything through like Hashflips, which is like an open source way to combine and make what is it? Basically make an NFT collection, right? So taking a whole bunch of trades, putting them on top of each other, layering them out and everything, cumulatively coming up with that collection. So after looking at that and saying, okay, well, this is something I could do. However, any little mistake in that contract, any mistake in that code would be something that I would ultimately have to deal with and the community would have to deal with, and it could potentially derail our project. So what I started looking for were other open source solutions, and I ended up finding a couple different programs that originally started off open source, but now, of course, require fees and whatnot, but that actually do and generate the art for you. So if you input the traits just like a Hashflip, you already have to have the traits drawn out, already have to have all the PNGs and art files ready to go, but you can go ahead and almost drag and drop the percentages for each traits, the number of unique traits you want for each, and they'll go ahead and mint that contract and affix the metadata directly to those images once it gets it done. And then from there, there's a whole platform that allows you to go through and basically mint and manage the mint, manage mint pages, manage whitelists, et cetera, through their online interface.
That's wild.
Pretty awesome.
That program was called One Mint.
One Mint. Okay, got it. And then for that, is that so would that be like artificial intelligence that was able to take the different stuff that you already made and make it, basically generate the NFTs for you, or was it just more of like a
because it was more like basically I already have all the traits all drawn out and stuff, and I say, okay, well, for example, the brown tower dog, I want that to show up 25% of the time, so I could set that to 25%. And then I can go through set different traits. So in theory, yes, it is an AI that eventually takes that and says, okay, now based on these parameters, I'm going to go ahead and pump out this collection that has exactly what you.
Got it. Okay.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So as far as the coding aspect, I know you said going back to the open source code. You were going to do that yourself individually?
I was planning on doing that myself. I was planning on going in and just learning it. I do some Python coding. I code in a few other program languages for my job. I run STEM programs for the state through one of our major universities, our land grant university. So we have about 200,000 kids in our program. And I partner with people like Google, Microsoft, and whatnot to teach kids Scratch coding. So how to code, like block-based coding and whatnot, and utilizing, basically learning all of the different terminologies and the logic behind coding. Because once you learn the logic, then going to another program language is a lot easier to pick up and say, okay, well, even though I see this, I can at least edit something in a program language I don't necessarily know because I can follow it. And, just like if you only read English, but then you see something in Spanish, you'll know, oh, that thing right there is a question. I know that because I see that question, right? Or those are quotes. Even if you don't know what it says, you have some context to what's going on. And they can say, okay, well, what's going on right here? So I need to figure out what that is. Right? So.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful, bro. We got to talk offline more about that because that's something I'm definitely interested in, especially from my nephew, man. He's I could already tell he has that type of brain where he wants to learn that type of stuff. He likes the whole Roblox, but I feel like he would be interested in the stuff behind Roblox,
Exactly. And that's how they get you, man. That's how all these companies get you. They put out a game that kids are like, man, I love playing this game, Roblox, not even knowing that the game was intentionally designed to teach coding. Same thing like Minecraft. So that's a Python coding thing, so
exactly.
It's the whole thing, and really using those hooks to bring people into the space, especially our youth. The thing, because I know when I was a kid, I didn't have none of this stuff. I didn't have none of that stuff. And there's nobody that would be able to point me in the direction and say, oh, well, just go to that thing over there and they'll teach you how to do X, Y, and Z, So not having that, you just be making stuff up and wishing, right?
But exactly.
Kids got access to stuff. So.
Now, what made you guys, because as far as on your site, like all your profiles you being Prototype. So besides seeing you right now, you come off more or less like anonymous founders. What made you pick that process instead of being like you versus being your persona name? What was that process like? What was your thought process behind that?
So initially, when we started doing this, doxing had become more and more relevant. And I think we were still new in the NFT space and in the Web3 space, even though we all had our own forays into crypto and all this stuff on our own terms. As far as using it for NFT production and minting and all that type of stuff, we're still new to the space and just kind of saw what other folks were doing. We're like, okay, well, we already have these personas outside of this and different things. I used to DJ and do a few things. I went by Prototype. King Cass already had his stuff. Paynet already had his pseudonym, and we said, okay, that's what we're gonna go by now. However, as we've gone through this space, we've just seen how important it is to be doxed, essentially, because so many people out here running around just under this Web3 umbrella and mask, and we're just like, dude, we're just gonna have to start putting stuff out. So over time, we said, okay, well, we're just gonna start putting it out in front of every space. Yo, you met Keith, aka Prototype, this is what I do. We talk about what we actually do, where you can actually find us. You know what I mean? And just starting to get into posting more stuff about our lives, because we got a lot more to offer folks than just this NFT knowledge. Like, we all do a lot of different stuff that can help our people essentially. And this NFT thing is really like a perfect avenue, like conveyor belt to that. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a vehicle, right? It's like a gateway drug into whatever it is that you want that drug to be. Drug being in a positive sense, of course. So, what would you say that you like? Where do you want your vehicle to go from Tower Dogs to where? Like, what do you think you can get out of this, or what do you think you can who do you think you can impact out of this?
definitely. So really, what we want to do, we want to be able to bring on board as many people that wouldn't necessarily have these opportunities, or have somebody come up to them and onboard them, people that look like me and you, people that are from these disadvantaged populations, and bring them into this Web3 space. I feel like right now is the perfect time to be somebody new and make your own name in this space. It's so new, even though people are like, oh man, I heard about it a while ago, blah, blah, blah. In the scheme of things, we're talking about crypto and NFTs and Web3 being around for some time, decades. This is a relatively short period of time that people have been exploring this. We really consider ourselves explorers and really want to be those conquistadors, essentially, to go out there and say, okay, well, this is what this space looks like, and we're going to show you, at least introduce you to a way to make it your own. Whatever that looks like for you, you'll be able to do it, but at least you'll have a set, bag of tools, essentially, to be able to come into the space and then learn how to jump into spaces, learn how to use Discords, be able to mint your own NFTs and draw your own NFTs, and use programs to do whatever it is, get yourself on the blockchain, and ultimately reinvent what this NFT space looks like. Because it's going to be different in 5 years and 10 years. And it's going to be different because people are going to start doing different stuff, right? And we want to be some of those folks doing that. So,
yeah, exactly, man. Pioneers in the space right now. Us and you guys, absolutely. People that are in it, hands in it right now. Like, they're gonna be looked back at. Oh shit! Like, they were doing it since back then. Like, that's crazy.
Exactly.
Yes, sir,
And we look at our spaces, man. We don't get that many people in our spaces, but every new person that we end up getting and bringing on, or being like, yo, we're gonna throw you an NFT or a TowerdogzNFT. They become somebody new that's now in the space. A lot of folks, they're like, well, how do I even get an NFT? Well, shoot, we're going to show you how to set up your wallet. Now you got a wallet that not only are doing NFTs, but now you're actually able to go do other stuff, right?
Exactly.
You can go you can go get on other whitelists. You can get for whatever it is that you run into, but you can't do that if you're not in that Web3 environment, right? So,
absolutely. And then one last question. As far as a community, like you said, you do your spaces. What other things how important is community to you with the project, and what are some things you're doing to build the community that obviously, like the community that we're in, as far as it's being Black, is already a big deal. But like, as far as like building this Tower Dogs community, how is that interacting? What's that process like for you so far, Keith?
So for us, it actually took a random turn, and we originally got in the space. We were looking at getting, marketing agents and all these different people to really come help us do that stuff. We found that, man, all that stuff was BS. Dude. Like, there are a lot of people just out saying they doing stuff, saying, oh, well, I got all this experience, blah, blah, blah. And they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're not in the spaces. They're not in the environment. So we had to say, okay, well, we got to do this ourselves. So we're going to get it back in that environment. We're going to get on the Discord. We're going to get on the spaces. We're going to do all these things. And through that kind of journey, we said, okay, we got to start our own space. Time is ready for us to start our own space. Start our own space a few weeks ago, and said, okay, well, we're going to do this every day. We're going to pump it out as many days as we can. Start building that community, and then really, once we did that, we started running into folks from other projects. We got folks like Uni from Grandma's Cafe, from Blockchain. We got OG from all these Dirty World NFTs, like all these different projects that are Black run projects that got their own communities that we're able to now interact with and be a part of, right? And really gain knowledge from, and then also gain followers from. People that think alike. Most of these folks in the space are looking for that type of environment, and a lot of us out there are really just trying to bring our people on board and educate folks. So for us, our community is really about building that network, really, not just with folks that are following us, but with other projects that are doing similar things. Because we really believe if we're all trying to do the same thing, we got the same goals in mind, no matter how we get there, if we're able to pick up little things here and there and then bring on people that maybe you wouldn't have been able to catch because you didn't have the right approach for that individual person, then, you know, we all gonna win. And that's really what we're about. I'm trying to build that community that believes that.
Man, I'm inspired. I'm inspired, bro. For real. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful, man. It is beautiful. So,
Man.
Keith, for anybody that wanted to find you or follow you, we got it on the screen right now, but you know it's better to hear from your mouth too. How do they find you? How to get in touch with you? Tower Dogs, the whole thing.
Yeah, definitely. So Tower Dog, you go TowerdogzNFT.io. That's our website. We're minting now, so you go there. You can mint Tower Dog. Of course, we're on OpenSea, so you find us under Tower Dogs, and that's Tower Dogs with a Z. You see that with a Z. So make sure Tower Dogs. If you're on Instagram, Twitter, it's TowerdogzNFT, and that's at TowerdogzNFT. You find us there. You'll see our profiles: Prototype, King Cass, and Pay Nut. And like I said, if you got any questions or anything, man, we're out here. We're docs. You'll start seeing more and more pictures. You'll see pictures of us and videos of us on our social medias and whatnot. And yeah, make sure to pick up a Tower Dogs, man. Tower Dogs NFT all day.
Let's go, Tower Dogs NFT.
Tower Dogs NFT. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Keith, thanks so much for coming on the show. Guys,
Man,
thank you so much for watching. My bad, me cut you off, bro.
Oh, no. My bad. I was just trying to give you all y'all thanks. Thanks for having us on.
Hey, we gotta sit together out here, man. We gotta sit together. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being on the show. Make sure you guys follow me at DomJackson747.
You can follow me at OAMJR and High Skies LLC.
Subscribe, all that good stuff, and take care.
Hey.